Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for a really fascinating deep dive into something you probably look right through every single day without a second thought. We are breaking down the intricate mechanical and chemical differences between car window tinting and home window tinting. Now, if you live in a high sun area like Southern California, this topic is incredibly relevant to your daily life. Whether you're gripping the steering wheel while stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the 405, or you're just trying to chill in your living room without squinting at your TV, controlling the sun is an absolute necessity for your overall comfort. But that raises a pretty interesting dilemma. Are the solutions for managing the intense sun inside your car and inside your home actually the same thing?
Which naturally brings up a question, actually an extremely common question property owners ask technicians all the time. Can the exact same dark, heat-blocking material applied to my vehicle simply be installed on my house? It's a totally fair question, right? I mean, logic says dark film is dark film. If it blocks the blazing sun in your sedan, it ought to block it in your sunroom. Well, today we are going to completely debunk this universal myth by looking at the hard science.
Okay, let's dive into this. We'll start with the universal tinting myth, look at the science of glass, and compare automotive versus residential tinting technology. Then we'll cover the costly danger of swapping the two and wrap up with how to actually maximize your investment.
Section 1, the universal tinting myth.
So, if you live in a sun-drenched spot like Inglewood, California, you know the glare and the UV index are just relentless. You literally feel that heat. You watch it slowly fade your car seats and bleach your expensive living room sofa. Because the culprit, the sun, is exactly the same, it's super common to just assume the protective product is the same too. You might be thinking, hey, I've got a few feet of leftover car tint in the garage. I'll just slap it on my sliding patio door to cool down the kitchen. Well, the short answer to that idea, it's a definitive, hard no. Sure, these films might look totally identical to the naked eye, but they are engineered completely differently on a molecular and chemical level to interact with very distinct types of glass. Knowing this difference isn't just a bit of fun trivia, it is vital for making an informed investment and, as we'll see, literally protecting your property from severe structural damage.
Section 2, the science of glass. Because to understand the films, we really have to understand the canvas they're applied to.
Now, what's really interesting here is the sharp dichotomy between these two surfaces. Take automotive glass. It's tempered, laminated, designed to actually flex a bit under stress, and it features these distinct compound curves. Auto manufacturers intentionally design this glass to bend dynamically and shatter safely into blunt, harmless pieces if there's an accident to save your life. But residential glass? Totally different ballgame. It's flat, architectural glass. Most modern houses use insulated glass units that act as static, rigid thermal barriers. So you're dealing with entirely different structural realities. One is a moving, flexing safety shield, and the other is just a static wall built purely for insulation. Let's get specific about that modern architectural glass. An insulated glass unit, or IGU, is basically a double-pane window. It's got two distinct panes of glass separated by a perfectly sealed space, usually filled with air or a specialized heavy gas like argon. Think of that sealed gas space as, well, an invisible thermal fortress. The crucial takeaway here is that architectural glass and automotive glass handle heat and pressure in completely different ways, which absolutely dictates that the protective film placed over them has to be designed to handle heat differently too. Section 3. Automotive tinting technology. Engineered for motion. Let's zoom in on the unique engineering required for your vehicle. Because car windows have those compound swooping curves we talked about, the film itself absolutely must be heat shrinkable. Installers literally use high-temp heat guns to stretch, manipulate, and shrink the film so it flawlessly contours to the windshield's exact curvature before it's ever applied. And notice that pressure-sensitive adhesive. That specific highly tacky formulation is vital. It has to easily survive the daily friction of rolling your windows up and down at the drive-thru, plus all those endless rattling road vibrations. Finally, automotive film is designed specifically to absorb high amounts of solar heat right into the glass itself to keep it away from your body. No one wants to burn their hands on a scorching steering wheel in July, right? A real game changer in this automotive category is nano-ceramic technology. This is a premium, completely non-metallic window film construction. Now, why does non-metallic matter so much for a modern driver? Well, because it gives you massive heat rejection and UV protection without acting like a giant signal blocker. It's not going to mess with your 5G, your car's integrated GPS, Apple CarPlay, or your electronic tollway tags. You get a significantly cooler cabin, and all your screens stay protected, connected, and fully functional. And you know it's genuinely amazing? How this advanced tech actually reaches you today. Mobile installation brings the whole shebang right to your driveway or office parking lot.
Imagine completely skipping the dreaded mechanic's waiting room. For busy professionals, dropping a car off and sitting for 3 hours drinking stale coffee in a dingy lobby is, well, highly inconvenient. Mobile tinting solves this completely. They bring the precision tools and high-grade ceramic films directly to you, seamlessly upgrading your car while you just keep working on your laptop or relaxing at home.
Moving on to Section 4, Residential Tinting Technology, built for flat glass.
Right away, the engineering priorities completely shift here. We go from curvature and motion to energy efficiency, interior preservation, and extreme long-term stability. Let's explicitly compare the two film technologies side by side. On the left, as we just learned, autofilm absorbs heat, shrinks to fit curves, and uses a sticky, pressure-sensitive adhesive. But on the right, residential film actually reflects heat outward. It's significantly thicker, more durable, and cures perfectly flat using a unique dry adhesive system. Since architectural glass is already perfectly flat, residential film never ever needs to shrink. And the pure effectiveness of this flat architectural film is honestly staggering. Check out this number, 80%. Specialized residential films can reject up to 80% of total solar energy. Instead of absorbing the heat into the glass like your car tent does, these films act like a sophisticated mirrored shield. They actively bounce infrared heat and harmful UV rays completely away from your property before they even enter the room. This translates directly to lower summer AC bills and totally stops that harsh afternoon sun from bleaching out your expensive hardwood floors, your artwork, and your furniture.
Section 5. The costly danger of swapping. A costly mistake. Consider this quote. The distinction between these products is not merely a marketing tactic. It is a strict matter of physics and material science. I absolutely love this insight. So many people just assume that separate home and auto products are a cynical upsell, just a clever local installer looking to make an extra buck. But it isn't. Using the wrong product in the wrong place results in severe, tangible financial consequences, simply because you are fighting against fundamental physics. Let's see exactly what those failures look like in the real world. Imagine a DIYer trying to install thick, flat residential security film on a tightly curved car windshield. The physical result is, quite frankly, an ugly, frustrating mess. The residential material simply fails to shrink properly under a heat gun. You get these massive fingers, those incredibly ugly vertical air ripples, developing aggressively along the glass edges. Bubbling and edge peeling happen almost immediately. And because the residential adhesive isn't pressure sensitive, it totally fails against the basic physical friction of rolling your window down into the door panel. It's just an immediate, messy failure that has to be scraped right back off. But going the other way, that is genuinely, terrifyingly dangerous. And this brilliantly illustrates the disastrous chain reaction of putting auto tint on an architectural home window. Here's the step-by-step breakdown of the physics at play. Step 1. The auto film absorbs the intense solar heat, exactly like it's engineered to do. Step 2. Because it's installed on a double-pane architectural window, that massive heat cannot escape. It gets trapped totally between the two glass panes. Step 3. Remember that invisible thermal fortress we talked about earlier? Well, the sealed gas inside rapidly expands from the severe overheating, which leads to Step 4, creating massive structural stress. The window violently and loudly shatters from the inside out. Spontaneous thermal glass breakage. You are left with a massive repair bill and a shattered window, literally all because the wrong chemical film was used. No way.
Section 6. Maximizing your investment. Let's talk about perfecting those results.
Let's completely avoid that terrifying thermal nightmare by just doing it right the first time, shall we? Let's walk through the distinct, tangible benefits of using the correct science. If you upgrade to auto ceramic tint, your primary benefit is a dramatically cooler cabin. That means way less mechanical strain on your car's climate control system. The secondary benefit? It actively protects your premium leather seats and plastic dashboards from cracking and drying out in the sun. Now, on the flip side, if you choose dedicated home window tint, the primary benefit is major energy savings. We're talking significantly lower air conditioning usage all summer long. And the secondary benefit is stopping your expensive hardwood floors and antique furniture from permanent sun bleaching. Right film, right application, perfect results. And regardless of which appropriate film you're using for your specific canvas, here is a truly fantastic shared benefit across the board, 99%. Whether it's residential or auto, high-quality modern ceramic films block up to 99% of harmful UV rays.
That is serious, medical-grade protection. It's essentially like applying SPF 1000 sunscreen to your living room and your daily commute, protecting both your skin and your property's interior at the exact same time.
Plus, this isn't some temporary Band-Aid fix that you're forced to repeat every single year. Look at this lifespan, lasting 10 to 20 years with professional installation. Relying on knowledgeable local technicians guarantees lasting performance and genuine peace of mind. Getting the science right the first time means you completely avoid the bubbling, the ugly peeling, and most importantly, those terrifying, spontaneous, glass-shattering disasters of cheap, mismatched, do-it-yourself jobs.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought to ponder today. Take a look at your own windows, both out in your driveway and sitting in your living room, and ask yourself, is your property actually protected by the right material science, or are your windows a ticking thermal time bomb? The underlying engineering makes a stark physical difference. Make sure you're seeking out professional, specialized installations so your glass is working for you, not against you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time. Keep learning.